I'm often asked why I decided on Portugal. So, these are the 5 reasons why I chose Portugal. And as a bonus, there are 2 easy recipes as well. So, what you might not know is that I actually visited Portugal in summer 2018. And I backpacked through Portugal and just fell in love with the simplicity of life there, going through the little villages, especially the rural parts. Um, I like the abandoned buildings that in every town you see these abandoned buildings, and the friendliness of the people. That really grabbed me as well, and of course the beautiful landscapes. I mean, whether you're on the coast, whether you're inland in the mountains, it is just beautiful. The second reason would be because I have what is known as the green Mamba passport. It's like a snake that bites you in the bum. Wherever you go in the world, most countries at least, if you have a South African passport, you need to get a visa. And it is an absolute pain in the butt. It's a schlep. And yeah, it's Portugal at least is welcoming for people with South African passports. My third reason would be because there are cheaper properties there. I did look at other countries like Romania, Bulgaria. They also have cheap properties, but it's not as easy for people with the green Mamba South African passport. And I don't know, the more I looked into Portugal, the more I just fell in love with it. And um, when I saw my property back in the summer of 2020, I just knew straight away that I wanted that property. It um, it just grabbed me, I guess. Um, Properties prices have gone up a bit since I bought mine. I paid 17,500 euros for it. Prices have gone up more than that, but you can still get the bargain in Portugal. So it's still worth looking into. And reason 4 was just the feeling of familiarity. It was like, I don't know, Portugal just has a familiar feeling. I think maybe because it also has a Mediterranean climate, and I'm from Cape Town, South Africa, where it has a Mediterranean climate, but also just the people there, the Portuguese people, and the other friends that I've made. It just, I don't know, it's just got this familiar feeling. And that's what hit me about Portugal when I moved there. Then I think the next thing is that I do love a challenge. And it's definitely quite challenging to get the place fixed up again. Since moving there, it has been a lot of hard work, but boy, has it been worth it. If I look at what it was like when I first bought the property to what it looks like now, there's a huge difference. It's good to look back and see how far I have come. I mean, if you think of what the ruin looked like when I first moved there, I mean, now I've got a fully operational kitchen. So I think Together with all the people who've supported and helped me and the volunteers, we have made a huge difference to the property and have definitely embraced the challenge and risen up to it. It's hard to believe what it looked like inside when I bought the property. So I think we've definitely made a huge difference. Luckily, though, the cottage did have good bones to work from. So it's not like some properties that you buy with the run on where you've got to rebuild the walls. It's a lot more work. Luckily, I had a roof on, and it had good bones. Let's just put it that way. So other people have said to me, well, if you're looking for cheap property, why not South Africa? I mean, you can get cheap properties in South Africa. Well, the fact is that properties in South Africa are not that cheap anymore, even with the exchange rate. And also, I wanted to get a farm or a small holding. And even though South Africa is beautiful, it would be very dangerous for an older woman to live alone on a farm in South Africa. So, now for some recipes. So today, Luan is going to help me make some Nagisi Kofta from Pakistan. So Luan is in the kitchen and he's going to help me cook dinner. Aren't you, Luan? So basically what Nagisi Kofta are is the Pakistani version of a Scotch egg. So I've already boiled 4 eggs, and now I'm going to be using some ground turkey instead of beef as the mince that's going to go around the boiled egg. I don't have panko, so I'm going to crunch up graham crackers, about half a cup full. I'm going to need an egg to dip the... So what I'm going to do is I will cover the boiled eggs once I've removed them from the shell. I'll cover them with the meatball, and then I'll dip the meatball into an egg, and then dip it into the graham cracker crumble that I'm going to make, and then that'll be fried. And so what I'm going to do is, to the meatball, I'm going to be adding probably about half a teaspoon or so of cardamom. I'm going to add in a teaspoon of ground ginger. What else have I got here? Some chili powder, a little bit of cinnamon, red pepper. I've got some turmeric. I've got some curry powder. I've got some garam masala. I've got an onion I'm going to chop up as well, and put all of that, and some garlic as well. Put that all together with some ground turkey. So I need about 500 grams, which this is in American weight, 3 pounds. I think is about 1 pound. So I'm probably going to just use a third of this to make my meatball mixture. So where, oh where are the mixing bowls? Where, oh where are the mixing bowls? Oh, I have found a mixing bowl. I have found a mixing bowl. Isn't that such something to make you smile? 'Cause I have found a mixing bowl. Yes. You happy? Yes, you like being in the kitchen cooking with Granny. Peel the boiled eggs. That ground turkey is in here. I've chopped up onions and some fresh ginger and garlic, which I've only used half an onion because the onion was quite a big one. So I'm going to add that now into this turkey mixture, and then I'm going to just put in a whole variety of these spices. So all the spices, everything ready to add in there. I've crumbled up some graham cracker to make my own panko. I've got the egg for dipping, the boiled eggs that will be covered with the mince, and we have my sous chef over here who's giving me a running commentary, aren't you? He's telling me just what I should be doing. Right, so I have mixed all the spice mixture with the onion and the garlic and ginger into the turkey mince, the ground turkey meat, and it smells amazing. So I'm now going to take that and cover the boiled egg with it. So these are the boiled eggs, which are now covered in the curried turkey ground meat mixture. I've got a bowl ready with the kitchen towel in, so that when I deep fry these, I'll be able to drain them. So I'm now going to dip them in the egg, roll them in the egg, and then from the egg into that graham cracker mixture, which should be panko. Yeah, Lewin is not so sure about using graham crackers instead of panko. He's voicing his concern over there. But I think it looks like it's come out okay. I'm going to try deep frying them now. So the curried Scotch eggs are done, and now I'll have to make the curry sauce, but they're going to soak, well, just drain the fat off with the kitchen towel at the moment. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's his first Christmas. Yes. Are you rocking yourself like a crazy thing in your little rocking chair? What do you say? We have discovered how to kick and rock ourselves. So, when you are given Christmas leftovers from Christmas dinner, what on earth can you do with that? Because by now the pork will have dried out a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to make a pie. It's going to be a special leftover pie, and the actual pie crust is so quick and easy to make. It's only a 1/4 cup of flour and, oh, where is it? 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of butter. And that's all you need to do to make a pie crust that you're just going to drop off from the spoon. I'm going to try and make that a little bit more exciting by adding in, I'm going to cook that on the stove actually, just so that it's not so dry. I'm going to add in some tomato puree, soy sauce, Worcester sauce, and I found this in their fridge, Kentucky Straight Bourbon barbecue sauce. I might add in some other chili spices, etc., just to give it a little bit of zing. Oh, and I forgot, you're going to be adding in a pinch of salt as well into that pie crust mixture. Right, as you can see, I have put leftovers in the pot. I've chopped it up a bit and I've added some spices, and just to make a nice gravy with it so that the meat won't be dry and we'll get some of that moisture. You don't want it to be dry, so I'm just cooking that up a little bit, even though it's all cooked, but just to absorb some of that flavor while I mix up the very, very quick pie crust. So I have my 2 tablespoons of butter in the mixing bowl, which I have already smooshed, and I'm going to add in the 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a 1/4 cup of flour. But first I think I'm going to add in the egg to make this nice and liquidy first before I add in the other dry ingredients. So this is bubbling away nicely. They don't have any gravy powder or soup powder, so I'm going to add in, I've mixed some maizena, which is cornstarch, with a little bit of water that I'll put in, and this will thicken quite quickly so that you've got a nice thick gravy, which is what we are going for here. You're wanting a nice thick gravy, because if the gravy is too thin, then it'll cook over the pie crust that you're going to put on. But look, this meat is already not looking so dry, so that's looking good. Right, mixed in the salt, baking powder, adding in the egg. Gonna mix this all up, and then I'm gonna add in the 1/4 cup of flour. I promise you I didn't leave this mess on the floor. If you look inside here, some little creature, yes, you, has discovered packets and is hiding in them and playing with them. So if you hear packets rustling in the background, it's a silly cat. Cat's name is Gravy. 1/4 cup of flour is now going in, and I'm going to mix that in, and then I'll be adding the milk. It'll be 1/2 cup of milk. So I've mixed in the flour, and you can see it's created quite a soft dough. I'm going to now add in 1/2 cup of milk, and you wanting it to be a very, very soft dough that is going to be able to drop from the spoon. So I'll mix in this milk now. So you can see the batter that you've created is very, very thin. It's almost like a pancake or a crepe batter, and it'll have like little lumps in that as well. That's okay. The thing with this recipe is it doesn't matter if you have some lumps, because it'll all turn into a lovely, quick and easy pie crust. So I'm now going to pour this on top of my pie, and we still got a cat. What are you doing, Gravy? I can just see your tail. So once you pour it over your pie filling, your leftover pie, that's what it's going to look like. I'm now going to put it in the oven. I've had the oven preheating on 200 degrees Celsius, and it's going to go in for just 10 minutes. Doesn't need to be any longer than that, because the filling is already cooked. And today, while I'm cooking, Mr. Sweetness is having a nap. Right, so leftover pie is out the oven, and you can see how nice that pie crust has come out. So that's just like a quick hack, something you can do with leftovers. Make a nice gravy for them and turn it into a pie. So this is the delicious pie, you can see. And some for lunch in the bowl. And as always, stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you on the next video. And if you'd like to support me, you can do so through Buy Me a Coffee. The link for that and PayPal is in the description below. Please like, subscribe, comment, because that's a free way of showing your support as well. And take care. Bye.